In this Bellroy Tokyo Tote review, I'm gonna show you everything that you need to know about this tote to know whether or not it's the tote for you. And throughout the entire review, I'm gonna pack this tote out so you can see what it fits, to see if it suits your needs. Because if it doesn't, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end where I'll make some alternative tote recommendations that might better suit your needs. First up, let's talk about the gist of the Bellroy Tokyo Tote. Should be noted, this is the second edition from bag making and wallet making and lots of things making extraordinaires Bellroy. Australian based, they've nailed this quirky urban aesthetic that your boy just adores. But that's never at the sake of functionality. This is a tote that has organization, comfort, and really well designed features, pockets, and a whole bunch of things that we're gonna get into in the entire review. It's a 15-liter tote, which is usually around the starting point for a lot of backpacks, so it can fit enough for your everyday carry. It weighs 1.4 pounds. It currently comes in 5 different color options, this one being the Melbourne Black. This is the tote when it's empty, and this is the tote when it's packed out. You can see on me when I'm carrying it. And I'm gonna pack out this tote throughout the whole review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Bellroy products come with a warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all you see before you, this tote runs around 130 USD. Now, if at any point you're thinking to yourself, you know what, $130 for a tote, it's expensive, but I'm still gonna get one because I like it. Then we do ask that you make your purchase using the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, but it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which we greatly appreciate. Okay, let's start with the outside of the Bellroy Tokyo Tote. Bellroy is known for being fairly minimalist, and the outside of this tote is sort of the embodiment of that. There's not a lot going on in terms of features. We got Bellroy's super subtle yet tasteful branding, and really this material that dominates the entire front. This material, I'm not 100% sure what it is. Bellroy is always a little vague with their materials, but this is some sort of nylon. It seems durable, it seems water resistant. It's not going to be as durable or as water resistant as a tote made from like X-Pack, right? This is actually the material that sailboats use in their sailcloth. But still, for a basic tote for EDC, this will definitely get the job done. We only have one pocket on the outside, which is this guy right here. You open it with this little leather tab. Not too much grip, but it's not too slippery or slidery. What are you YKK? Absolutely, Bellroy bringing the YKK zips to the game, which is always appreciated. But while the pocket looks a little small, it actually opens up. It's actually like this-ish size. And because of its location, it's a great spot for anything that you want quicker access to. So let's say you're in an area where it's not too prone to theft, right? You don't mind throwing your phone in there because you don't want to carry it in your pocket, and you're feeling a little peckish. So you got a little protein bar as well. Those are the type of things that I would keep in there. Could be also smaller bits of gear like your AirPods, battery, whatever it might be. But one thing to keep in mind is this is not a PU coated zipper. So if it does rain, whatever's in there is at the mercy of how much rain falls through that zip. Last note on the outside is the handles. I reviewed a lot of totes, a lot of handles, and Bellroy just does their handle game really well, across the board, for a few reasons. One, they know how to pick the right nylon. This webbing feels really smooth, really silky. It's got a decent amount of padding to it, but not too much. This is not a duffel. It doesn't need to be like super thick padded, but also there's a functionality to it as well because, hey, look at that space, right? You could fit a rhinoceros in there. But also Bellroy did this cool thing that I have not seen on another tote, where they added this material right here, which is sort of a rubbery material, which provides extra grip, which is nice because you hear a lot of people complain about their totes. They sort of slipping and sliding and doing one of these, and those grippy materials at the top ensure this tote stays in place, no matter how you're whipping around the city. Let's talk about the inside of the Bellroy Tokyo Tote 15-liter. To get into the main compartment, yet again, YKK zipper. We got this little leather pull tab right there to make it easier to open and close. And then voila, we're inside. Yet again, something Bellroy does so well is the design of their interiors, both from a color perspective and a functionality perspective. And the color of the inside will depend on the color of the outside of your Tokyo Tote bag. So this one's a creamy sort of an interior with this black lining. Looks smart. I just love what Bellroy does with their colors. But also this creamy color helps to create a highlight effect inside the tote, which makes it easier to find your gear. Let me ask, for you with like your bags, do you prefer it to have a lighter color on the inside, or do you not care if it's dark? Darker colors actually help to protect against, you know, dirt and wear and tear. So black and darker colors is more durable technically. Let me know what you gotta say in the comments below. For me, I'm on team light color interior all day. So going from the front side, in the main compartment, we have two pockets, one of which has a key ring. We've got two big girthy side pockets. And then we've got sort of a laptop pocket on the back end. Let's start with the laptop pocket. So this laptop pocket says it can fit tech gear up to 13 inches. So my iPad Air fits no problemo. Okay, but let's check out the actual MacBook Pro 13-inch. It says that it should fit, and it certainly does. So here's what's interesting about totes and laptops. They don't always go hand in hand very well. Backpacks, on the other hand, they can have like a whole decked out laptop section with padding and a false bottom. Totes can get the job done. So we have a bit of a false bottom, right? The laptop stops right there, so when you drop the bag, it doesn't get quite hurt, but you see that it sags, right? So it doesn't keep up that false bottom. Also, the padding is good, but it's just not as good as a backpack. There's no way around it. Always double wrap when you're using a tote. Always, kids, safety first, double wrap. But overall, for tote laptop spot, this is one of the better ones that I have reviewed. Moving on, let's talk about these side pockets, because these side pockets are girthy. Each girthy side pocket has a pull tab, right, which makes it easier to open the actual pocket. And then once you get in there, you're like, holy effing. That's a big pocket, and it is. So what's cool about these side pockets is they're not really like meant just to fit a water bottle. They're kind of meant to fit girthier items. Girthy pocket, girthy item, right? So you can see my 22-ounce Columbia water bottle fits no problem. Can I fit a second one? You can fit two 22-ounce Columbia water bottles. Not sure why you'd want to, but you can. What I do instead is maybe a water bottle on one side with an umbrella. And the other side, let's call this girthy pocket my creator pocket. I'm gonna throw a tripod in there, my microphone for when I'm creating. And you can see the pocket sorts of collapses into itself, which means that it can stay nice and tidy and flush. But when it needs to expand, like on this side, it does so. I wouldn't say perfectly, but in a way that's actually really effective and quite functional. As for these two back pockets, they're a bit smaller. They run down to about this part of the bag, not super deep. Keyring holder. Snap our keys right onto this. I like this because the keyring holder is safe, meaning your keys are just a little bit more secure in here, but also still easy to access for those days, you know, every day when you get home, you gotta unlock your door, keys right there. And then on the other side, I'll throw some charging cables and my AirPods. Now you can see we're pretty organized in here, but we got still a shit ton of space in that main compartment. So let's load it up with some other stuff. I got some bulky Sony headphones, the Bellroy desk caddy for additional tech gear, backup jacket, moleskin, iPad, spare tote, why not? Some Inception tote within a tote, backup battery. Let's see how it all fits. Jacket on the bottom, Sony headphones, pop those on the side, Bellroy desk caddy, and you can see it's big. It fills up, but it's got a surprising amount of space to it. I'm not gonna put my laptop in there. Tablet though, we'll throw that in this sleeve right over there. Extra tote within a tote. And then boom, that is a tote. Now, ready to conquer the day. Closing the tote when it's this full might be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, like I'm probably not gonna get it closed at that capacity. So bigger and bulkier things will incapacitate your capacity to close the tote. But if you take out like a big bulky thing, like the Sony headphones, you'll see me close. And voila, piece of cake. Ultimately, it's like the perfect middle ground for me with a tote of impressive capacity and while being a combination of minimalist while still having enough organization. Let's talk the overall pros and the cons of the Bellroy Tokyo Tote. Overall pro number one is this material right here, which helps to keep the tote secure on your shoulder. Pro number two is the internal materials help to create that highlight effect. I love that. And pro number three, I love the amount of pockets on the inside of this main compartment. But on the flip side, I got a few cons. Con number one is I wish that the zippers were waterproof, particularly the zipper that brought you into the main compartment. And con number two, I would have loved one more external pocket, specifically on the back for quick access. And con number three, I do think at the price point, it might be slightly overpriced. I would have liked to have seen this thing maybe at like $130, but $170, it's not egregious, but it's noticeable. So if you're still watching this, there's a good chance that you're thinking to yourself, my God, I love the tote. It's great. I want it. Let's make it happen. And just to remind you, we do ask that you do make your purchase using the first link in the description, right down there. Remember, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which we greatly appreciate. Thank you. But in case you're not quite sold, let me give you some alternative tote recommendations that might better suit your needs. Alternative recommendation number one is going to be the Mission Workshop Helix Tote. Great for you if you're looking for something super durable with a super minimalist interior. To learn more about the Mission Workshop Helix Tote, take a look in the links in the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number two is going to be the Boundary Supply Rennen Tote. Looks similar to the Mission Workshop, right? But this is for you if you're into a ton of features and organization. I'm talking magnets and Fidlocks and waterproof zips, and if you just like your tote decked the out, this is your best option, and you can learn more about it by navigating on down to the description below and finding a link to our full review. And alternative recommendation number 3 is going to be the Bellroy Tokyo Tote Pack. This is for you if you love Bellroy and you want a tote, but you didn't know there was such thing as like a tote backpack fusion. That's what the Bellroy Tokyo Tote Pack is. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Super cool product, and you can learn more about it by watching this video right here. And be sure to let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.